With the second seal broken, Kang Jungyuk stood at the foot of the weeping altar, its red mist now scattered by chaos energy. He could feel the tower tremble. And as he gazed up at the newly cracked sky, he heard a voice. Not a voice of man or demon, but of pure energy. System broadcast. Global event triggered tower fragmentation phase 1. Beginning of return. More systems echoed across all floors. The sky cracks spread, the system shuddered, and the gods panicked. New world modifier, ancient race awakened. The seals are connected, Jingyuk murmured, understanding dawning on him. Each seal was a prison, and now the keys were turning. High above within the astral plane, the constellations gathered, their forms distorted by the sudden infusion of chaos energy. He's unraveling the structure, one whispered, its voice laced with disbelief. We were never meant to go this far, another cried. If the third seal breaks, a low growl cut through the panic. Constellation veil touched lamentation. It's too late to stop him with pawns. If we don't make a move, he'll reach the core. Even for us, that would be disastrous. A tense silence followed. Then Vale spoke again, her voice resonating with power. Unseal the forgotten. Deep beneath the tower's base, far below where even Jungyuk had gone, massive crypts began to glow. Ancient chains shattered. Ritual glyphs burned with unholy light, and the earth groaned as if in pain. From within the dark, the eldest and most powerful of the entities imprisoned there stirred. The Elderkin. A race erased from memory, neither human, demon, nor beast. They were the first creations of the tower, too powerful, too willful. They were locked away before the tower was fully stabilized and sealed away behind layers of wards and barriers. Now those barriers were failing. One by one, the Elderkin were beginning to stir. Release only one, a constellation warned, its tone grave. Even we can't control more than that. In the highest reaches of the astral plane, Vale watched grimly as the sky continued to fracture. It may already be too late. Meanwhile, Jungyuk was already moving again, headed for the next floor. Above him, a portal tore open, spewing forth raw chaos energy. The fragments of pre-tower history still existed here. Remnants of human civilization untouched by the subsequent conflicts, but something was very wrong. The sky had turned a sickly purple. The grass beneath his feet whispered as if disturbed by an unseen presence. Then he saw it. Turning back, he saw a portal tier open behind him. From it stepped a figure like nothing he'd ever seen. Tall and imposing, it was crowned in bone, and its eyes seemed to blaze with reversed time. An entity from before the dawn of recorded history. Elderkin, Herald of Annihilation, no level, no skill tree. There was no way to categorize it, no way to predict its abilities. All he could see was the single tag that shone ominously, End-Class Entity, bound to the tower's core. This wasn't a mini-boss sent to test him, it was a message. It was bound to the tower's core. How much stronger were the ones still trapped down there? Jingyuk frowned, analyzing. There was no way to defeat such an entity with brute force. His attacks would simply be meaningless swipes against an unyielding wall. They're sending the big ones now, he muttered, realizing the gravity of the situation. But there was no fear in his voice, only grim determination. He scanned the Herald once more, searching for a weakness. His gaze fell on its feet. No, not its feet. Below that, something else. Its ankles. It had ankles. And like any other creature, those ankles should have a certain amount of give. So he attacked. He used Fracture Blade, but the slash was swallowed midair, vanishing into the Herald's chest. Where it hit, the fabric of reality rippled as if disturbed by an invisible breeze. He triggered spatial reversal, distorting the space around him to collapse time and deliver a killing blow. But the moment his attack connected, time lurched sideways, spitting him out of his own ability. This thing wasn't following combat logic. It didn't obey the rules of the tower, rules that had existed before. If you're from before the tower had rules, Jingyuk said, a smirk tugging at his lips, then I'll fight you with something older. Reaching deep within him, he activated Chaos Origin Core Layer Rewrite. It was a function he had gained after breaking the first two seals. It let him rewrite a single rule of his current space. For a brief moment, everything went silent. The Elderkin twitched, the chains on its body straining against its will. Then it snarled, the sound like nails on a chalkboard. You presume to defy me? But Jingyuk was already moving. He slammed a hand into the ground, and the earth beneath the Herald's feet erupted. Vines as thick as pythons shot skyward, coiling around the Elderkin's legs and torso. The creature roared in anger and pain, thrashing wildly. But Jinuk had already moved to the next step of his plan. With a sharp intake of breath, he carved a glyph into the air, weaving a sigil of binding. It glowed with chaotic energy, anchoring the Elderkin to the spot. Vines writhed, trying to hold the struggling creature down. Then Jinuk brought his foot down hard, smashing the glyph into the ground. The vines exploded outward, yanking the Elderkin back through the portal and binding it to Jinuk's will. He hauled it back into the rift, ignoring its furious roars, and slammed it shut. The world seemed to hold its breath for a moment. Then the glyph on the ground flared one last time before fading. System alert. You have repelled a bound Elderkin. New passive unlocked. Sealbreaker's domain, chaos energy distorts regional rules in your favor. As silence fell again, Jinuk looked up at the sky. It was now webbed in fractures that pulsed with otherworldly light. The constellations were sending their ultimate weapons, their strongest servants, but Jinuk felt only anticipation. They're playing their last cards, he murmured, but I'm still holding mine.